Hello everyone, welcome to Mesolite Visual. I am Dominic, and with today's video I'm going to share with you the design process of the building you see on your screen in ArchiCAD. It's a contemporary residential structure that has some few interesting design elements that will demand a bit of creativity in how to use ArchiCAD tools out of its context and get incredible results following all the best modeling practices of building information modeling, or BIM. Buckle up and let's get started. Before we start, let me ask you to subscribe to this channel, and if you are extra nice, like and share this video with those you feel will benefit from it. Allow me to introduce the latest MS BIM 2025 ArchiCAD Professional template that is currently running. It's been almost a month now since the release of this template. Check the link on the description to download this template to really improve and optimize your workflow. So I'm going to use the template to demonstrate to you how efficient and the quality or the outcome, which is the result you can derive from this template. I'm going to use it for this exercise. So if we check on the project navigator, we have some set of views that are set up to address the architectural design process standards or needs, as you can see, from scratch to finish, or to the stage where you complete the project, including other disciplines such as electrical, mechanical and structural engineers. So I'm going to start by opening the conceptual designs folder, and I will want to advise you, if you are using this template, make sure you always keep all the folders closed if you're not using that particular folder. For example, I'm going to only open the folder that I'm currently working on. So let's open the conceptual design view, and on the floor plans, which is design intent plans, I'm going to start this exercise on the site. Let's double click and open the site. From here I'm going to set up the plot extents. I have an imaginary site that I'm going to use for this demonstration. Let's activate the polyline under document tools, and I'm going to use the rectangular geometry method to place the site. So I'm going to specify the first corner, then diagonally from the first point I want to use the tracker, the dimension tracker, to key in the measurement. So it's going to be 25 meters or 25,000 millimeters by 35,000 millimeters, which is 35 meters. Then I'll hit enter. This is basically our site extent. Okay, so I'll move it relatively close to my markers, because they are preset in generating drawings such as your sections, plans and different drawings, basically, to the layout. So the positioning of your project is very key. Always let it be around these markers. Okay, so from here, once I have the site, I need to now have the positioning of the building related to its footprint. So I'm going to click this polyline and pick one of the points I want to. Let me just bring this here, the pad palette. On the pad palette, I'm going to activate the offset tool. I don't know why it's okay. Let me start it over. Let's pick it from, instead of the point, I'm going to pick it from the edge or the curve. So let's go back again on offset. Yes, this is what I want. And then I'm going to have the setbacks for the building, or the positioning of this building around by a value of 2.5 or 2,500 meters. Millimeters. By the way, with while I'm still on the units, this template this time around caters for both metric and imperial versions. So within the template page, you would see the section where you can decide or choose whatever version you are. So feel free to download this and you are all covered. So I'm going to have this at 2.5, then hit enter. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to offset a copy instead of the original, so I need to pick this and then do it other way around. I'm going to offset outside 2.5, but before you click you hit enter, you need to add a copy by clicking Control in your keyboard. So okay, let's do it this way, stretch. But before keying the value, I think that's when you can add a copy. Let's hit Control, yes, to add a copy. You see this plus sign, then you can now key in your value, which is 2.5. Right, so I have the footprint, and then these are the setback, especially on the sides. For the front, I want to keep 5 meters, so I'm going to pick this edge and then use offset edge with the value of 2.5 to make now my frontage back at 5 meters. Perfect. I'm going to use the circle to define my corners. Define the corners like so, and do that way. I'm going to select it and change the line type to solid line, and then I'm going to again pick a line to keep it within the same boundary line type, and then I'm going to just draw a line like that. And I'm going to select this line, Control Shift E to rotate a copy vertically like that. So that's basically how you do the, if at all there are plots adjacent to your plots or your project. So I'm going to copy this, group, Control M to mirror to the other side like so. And then from the front, I will assume there's a road that I need to also indicate. So I'm going to pick a polyline. Let's draw or place a road of I think the length is not a problem. I can just say 35 meters. What is key is the width of the road. So in this case, it's going to be an internal road. I will assume this plot is on a real estate, which internal roads are much smaller, or I like external roads. So I'm going to have it around, let's say 8 meters. There we go. And then I can stretch the edge of this road to increase its length to whatever desired distance like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to Control D to move this road next to the building, the plot, sorry, and then I'm going to move it back now by a value. I'm going to have it around 3 meters away from the plot. Okay, so now I need to determine the positioning of the entrance. It's very key because it will influence the design of the house. So I'm going to pick again this polyline parameter. Then I would assume I would want the entrance to be on the side where I want to position the garage. So I think on the left side of the plot, for example here, and I'm gonna key in the width of the entrance will be 6 meters by 8 meters. That includes 3 meters of the distance between the road to the plot and 5 meters of the frontage of the building. So hit enter like that. Perfect. So now I have the road, I have the plot extents. I think I can trim off the edges of the road so that I can have continuous lines like that. But now all the elements or all the lines are on the same line type, which really doesn't communicate clearly what is which is which here. So with that being said, I'm going to differentiate the plot boundary to be a different line type from other other elements. For example, let's select the road and turn it to just I think it can just be a solid line. Yes, the road can be just a solid line. So to this the driveway, this will be basically the driveway to the garage, and then this, the boundary, I would leave it at this line type. What I'll need to do is to copy this, Ctrl+Shift+D. I'm gonna copy it to the corner like that. The reason why I have only this horizontal lines instead of vertical, this represents the adjacent plots. This side, because of the road, we don't have any plots, so I would assume we have 1, 2, 3 plots that are, or that surrounds my project. So this is a temporary line. It's just a guideline for the position of the building, so I'm going to change it to just a dashed line. Okay, so from here we are set. I can place some labels of the elements if I'd want, but at this stage I don't think it's that necessary. It will come at a later stage for documentation, for example. But yes, even for presentation, we'd want to at least show some few annotations, basically the road, the access, and the setbacks. But for this demonstration, let's keep it as it is at the moment. Okay, so from here I would assume our site is complete. We have the road, the access to the plot, and the positioning of the building within the site. Okay, so that means this is the area we are working with to design this building. So I'm gonna move on to the next stage, which is creating the layout of the project. To move forward, let's go ahead and activate the ground floor view, where we are going to create the layout of this project. I'm going to trace over the site. I'm in the site by right clicking on the site view and then show as a trace reference, just to see and position your building perfectly well. On this way, you are going to really control the visibility of your information to across all different views. That's where the layer combination and layers are that imperative. So from here, let's start by sketching the layout. I'm going to allow me to just create a portion of this, because if you had to create the entire house, that will take 4 hours or 5 hours of work. So I want to keep this video short as much as possible. So I'm going to create a portion of the building, which is the frontage, or the front side. So I'm going to activate the wall tool. There are different ways of sketching in ArchiCAD. You can sketch using some 2D tools. I like using, it depends anyway, using 3D tools, because it will speed up the process as well. So I'm going to activate the wall tool, make sure the layer is the appropriate layer. But with ArchiCAD, the layer structure is not that a problem, because it will assign layers accordingly according to the tools. So if you look at the layer structure we've created in this template, it's standard, it's architectural layering standard. So you could see by the use of layer extension, we also tagged each and every layer based on the discipline. So, and again, we have a set of folders arranging and organizing these layers within some disciplines as well, which is very important, which is very key at this stage. So a wall is a structural element by nature. So if it's not, if it's non-structural, that means it's going to be under architecture and interior design section. Okay, so don't worry about the layers, because ArchiCAD will handle that. So from here, I'm going to sketch. I'm going to start with the garage position. Like I mentioned before, the access of the plot influence the position of the garage, so definitely it will be here. So I'm going to draw a box. Let's change this to a rectangle, and then I'm going to draw a box of this garage will be 6.5 width by 6.5. okay, this is a decent space in order to fit in especially trucks and vans within your garage. So I think I'll go at this much and then hit enter. So that will be the position of the garage, right? So you could see even now the driveway could adjust a little bit. So I'm gonna go to the side, then adjust the driveway to the new position of the garage. Okay, so it depends on how you want things to be done. For example, I have the walls showing on the side plan. Some don't want to show the floor plans elements within your site. It depends. There are many ways of creating a site plan. Some want to show the plan, some want to show the roof, others would prefer to just a footprint line, the outline that indicates the footprint of the building. But in this case, because we are still at the modeling stage, I won't be bothered much about how I want the section to the site plan to look like, because it's something that I can address at a later stage by just the click of a mouse, by turning off and on the layers. So for example, in this example, let's leave it the way it is. Then I'm gonna go back to my ground floor. You could see the graphic already because we're at the design stage, so we'll keep it simple. The walls are going to be solid black without showing the outlines and stuff like that. So from here we need to move to the right and create the entrance and other spaces of the building. So I'm going to select this wall and then zoom in a bit. I'm going to Control Shift D, move this horizontally, and I'm going to key in maybe 3.5. This will be the entry porch or the foyer for the building. So I want to keep it at 3.5. So I'm going to use the guides. Distance guides are very useful, guys, at this stage, because they allow you to set precise positioning and positioning of all elements. So if you don't have this activated on your template, make sure you go to the options menu, then work environment, work environment, and more options. On more options, you have this experimental features. If you are using the previous versions, you'd find it under here, experimental features, but for this one it's under more options, which is show the distant guides. Where is it? Let's see it here. No, I think it's work environment, then tracker and coordinate input. That's where you can toggle on and off the distant guides or option, or you can go to view, then distant guides, right? So for example, this is what I want, and yes, let's move ahead. I'm going to Control Shift D again to carry a copy to the horizontally to the right side of my cursor, and then this is where I want to position my staircase. For now, I'll set it around 3.5. It's subject to change once I'm placing my staircase. Okay, and then select it again, this one, Control Shift D, move it around again horizontally to the right by I'm going to say this 5.5. This will be my living room or living area. I can even go all the way to the maximum of the setback. Let's just bring it to here. Okay, so that in total is 5925 millimeters, which is okay. So from there I need to create some horizontal walls to place this. I'm going to take this wall, Control Shift D, and move it somewhere there, and this will create the patio or the entry foyer for the building. So I'm going to have it around 3 meters. There we go. And then I'm going to trim off the ends of this wall by holding Control in your keyboard to activate the scissor tool, and then click it like that. Right, and then another wall will be for the staircase. Let's Control Shift D to drag a copy. I'll put it somewhere here, and then I'll have it around this by 1.5. Then I'm going to trim off the ends. These two, I'm gonna select them, then use this intersect tool. And for the family room space that I'm going to create, let's also Control Shift D and place your wall there. And then this, I'm going to set it around from the boundary around 1, 1, 1. And let's select these two and also intersect. I don't think I have that. I might move these two back by a meter, then trim off that. Perfect. This is the kind of effect I want to create with the entrance of the building. Something like this. Okay, from here let's move further up and create other spaces. So we have the garage. Next to the garage here is going to be a powder room, so I'm going to Control Shift D and copy this up by, it's going to be a powder room of the width of let's say 1.5 for now. This is should be 1.2 exactly. Perfect. Then the powder room, obviously I need to close it off at the back. Let me change this line type to a single, and then there. So let's select it. We need to determine the distance. I don't know why the guides are not showing for this. Let me just do this for now and see. Oh yeah, okay, I'm going to offset it from here by 2.2. This is critical in making sure that you are getting the precise measurements for your either spaces, positioning of elements, like that. So the distance, guys, was a game changer in ArchiCAD. So it revolutionized the way we are working around, you know, setting up the position of the elements, the spaces, dimensions. And previously with other versions it was really a headache to address this kind of exercise. Okay, let's move ahead. The powder room, so this wall, obviously it will go across like that, and then I will create a little bit of a passage, a little bit of a lobby here of 1.4. I'm gonna trim this that way. Let's have it to 1.4, the internal dimensions. Okay, so this will be the entrance. This will be lobby for the access of the, you know, the staff room and the powder room. Normally the walls for this are internal walls, for which is half the thickness of the exterior walls, but for now I'm not going to be bothered much about that. It's something that can be addressed in later stages of the project. So I can even increase the width to be 2.5 because I'll need an extra wall here of 1.2. Let's make sure it's 1.2, and then this will be where the toilet will be positioned. I think we'll need a leg room of maybe 1.8. Oh, sorry about that. I should be doing on this one 1.8 like that. Perfect. So we have a lobby that we have door to, that will transition to the staff room, to the powder room, and then we have the toilet. Okay, so let's move the other side of the building, and then we'll continue adding more spaces as we go on. So now, because I have let me just place a door so that to give you the direction of this. I'm going to place a door. Let's see on the favorite what we have. I'm gonna pick the swing door, and I'm going to place it there. We have another one. We'll have another door here, then the other door there. Okay, this is the actual powder room space, and then this is our toilet, guest toilet. Then this is just a transitional space between the staff room and the powder room. Okay, so from here, let's move on the right side and create the other space. So this wall will continue to stretch all the way like that, because I'm going to have the staff room here, which is going to be on the same footprint or the same position with the garage. Okay, so I'm going to chamfer that. Then this will be roughly Control Shift D. I'm gonna make a copy of this wall to enclose the staff room, which is going to be 4 meters, 3.7. I think it's too much. Let's make it 3.5. Then we'll create a door here. I have a door there. Okay. I forgot to place the door for the garage as well. So like I said, this lobby, it's a transition for many spaces. So you'd want to, from the garage, you'd want to access the building from here. And then the reason why you're having this is to trap the fumes of from the vehicles, like from the garage, not to pass into the building. So you'd want to have a trap space where all this can be controlled, which is critical, guys. Okay, so from here I want to move on to the right side, and so this will basically be the entry point of the building, right? And then from there we'll have a foyer that will have a bit of sitting around in the lobby. So I can copy this wall, place it somewhere there, and get rid of the door, trim it off there. And the positioning of it is very critical. Maybe let's make it 3 meters from the staircase. 3 meters from the staircase, yes. And then with this wall, I would want to have some walls, for example, on the other side like that. Let me get rid of the door and stretch it somewhere to there. Okay, unfortunately I can't control the length of the wall with a parameter, unlike with the beam tool. So I hope ArchiCAD going forward they will introduce this feature where you can control the length of the wall by not just stretching it, but using a parameter to control. For example, I want this wall to be a certain length. So for me to achieve it, I'll have to, stretch it like that, and maybe use the distance issue. I can say 1.5, but this doesn't make the wall 1.5. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, but I will want to have a parameter where I can just select the wall and then change the length of the wall just by the parameter. Okay, and then from this side, let's keep it at 4 meters. It has to be somewhere right in the middle of the staircase. So maybe chamfer it like that for now, and then I'll mirror a copy to the side, then this side will be the size of an opening, so 1.2 will suffice. Then I'll trim it off this side. Perfect. So I have my entry lobby, foyer, staircase. So for this will be aligned with my family room space. So I'm going to copy this to the other side like that and chamfer these ones. Okay, so we have now a definitive spaces. We could see our family room, we have the garage, the staff room, powder, the entrance and lobby, foyer, then the staircase position. So from here it will be adding more and more spaces. Then move on to the other spaces. Now this position will be for the kitchen, and then I'll have my dining room here, then we'll have another lounge there and so forth. So let's do that. I'm going to pick this wall. I'm going to draw a wall, a straight wall all the way to there. For now, this wall from here, I don't know why it's picking this wall. I thought it would pick this one, but you can adjust your guides by clicking on the arrow, then bring it to here. So now I want this to be 1.5. okay, so 1.5 is pretty much cool. This will be the area for our dining, so the kitchen will be covered. Yeah, that's basically for the kitchen. I think I'll stop there in terms of other spaces. So I think you got the concept. I could go and complete all the spaces, but for the sake of this demonstration and keep time short, I will stop it here, because I need to also to create the upper floors to that. And already we are at covered a lot of things, and I want to also dedicate more time to the modeling part of it instead of just the drafting or the layout. Okay, so from here I'm going to go ahead and place some openings or some doors, and especially doors, just to define how this works. So I'm going to activate the door tool, and I'm going to open the options for the doors. Let's say within the 28 library we have some couple of doors here. I want the hinged but double doors. Yes, this one, I want a double door also with the transom east. This one is the perfect door I want. Normally when I set up doors, I already know what the outcome of, or the default settings of this, so I'll go through a bit of settings, to set up this. Okay, so for this one I'll say HV grid, so that if you click on here, HV grid will give you up the parameter to set up the frame width. So I'm going to say this will be 80, and then go back to the no grid. Oh wow, with this version I can do this on the no grid panel. Previously, previous versions, you would have to use the HV grid to set up first the width of your element, then you can revert back. But with this one, they've adjusted or resolved that issue, which is a perfect thing. I just realized on this exercise. But from here, I want to set up the material options, where I would want the frames to be aluminium. So I'm gonna go with metal aluminium. Then the other material, the other component that I need to do is under nominal size. I know there is a way I should set up. Okay, if you realized, there's some new changes in terms of how you set up ArchiCAD library this time around on 28. So I could see now we don't have where to the model view options within our elements. So it's quite a remarkable thing to have. For example, I can just hit OK, then place the door, but I want it to be opening from the inside, so I can select it, then flip it to the inside. All right, then I have an opening here for the family room. So this is going to be just an opening. I can use opening tool or a door opening. So this is what you prefer. So in this case, I prefer the opening tool, because when I schedule my doors and windows, the openings won't intervene. So I'm going to use this one and set the width. This is 0, and then the width is 1.5. 1.5 is, I wanted 1.5. Okay, perfect. That's basically what I wanted. And yeah, from here you can go to the other spaces, or from here you can, and then the guest toilet also is this side. Yes, I can quickly play some finishers just to describe, to communicate this further. So I'm going to open the object settings, and let's search for finisher and finishes folder, and I will want finisher layouts. Under finisher layouts, I have the sofa arrangement, which is that I can just use the default settings and then place it. The layer on this, because I'm at design stage, normally we don't show finisher on the design stage, which does make sense. You see how this template controls the process also. So in this one the layer is off, but if I cancel this and then go to the other stage of the project, which is basically a detailed design views, I can open the detailed floor plans. Then on ground you will see this will change to this graphics, because now we're at this stage of documenting the project, or detailing the project. So the material composition and representation graphically, it's critical to communicate your design. So in this case, if I had to place that object, the layer will be active because it wants to reference the space like that. I could just do that, and then for the dining room, I could go back, then find a dining room table, place it here, and I can adjust its measurements. Maybe the table should be 2 meters by 1.2. Oh, sorry. Table length. Okay, table length should be 2 meters, right? And then table width, I'm going to make it 1.2, something like that. You can increase the size and number of seating or chairs within your dining table. Perfect. I like it this way. And this wall will open up to the kitchen, so I can just quickly place let's go here on the object settings. We have these kitchen layouts. We have there Sweden, then this one I can quickly place. Let's see, yes, we can have a U shape of a kitchen depending on the style, then place it. This will be just for conceptual purposes. So I can quickly do that and stretch this all the way to maybe there. It should be a large kitchen. And then I could now rearrange these elements. Sink will be positioned there. This will be a dishwasher, it will be on that side. This is a water your washer position, the fridge, this is the oven will be somewhere here, and stove will be next to the sink. I mean, I might push it to there, and I might also increase the size of the sink if I want. Something like that. This is a tall cabinet. I'll move it next to the fridge and then increase the length of this. This will be the tall cabinet as well, the top cabinet, sorry, and I can have it all around my kitchen cabinet. Okay, so that's basically how you can quickly set up your but I wanted to have a more like a patio or a lobby this side, so I'm going to offset this by 126. Then I'm going to trim this, pick parameter of this wall, then have it there. Perfect. So let's move, instead of position it on the center, I'm going to reference from outside and then flip it that way. Okay, so that's basically what we have there, so that I can have another access for the stuff from the outside, because there I can provide your laundries and scullery, so that she can just go right straight into the kitchen without going around to the other side of the house. Okay, so basically that's what I wanted here, and let's move at the other floor, which is the upstairs. But before we do that, let's place the staircase so that you can have a direction on how we're going to assemble the spaces upstairs. So I'm going to activate the stair tool. Within this, I'm going to use just the default template or default settings of this MS Beam template, and then place this staircase. It's going to be more like a dog-leg staircase, where I have maybe pretty much 9 steps. Then I'll move it is it 9? And then from here I can activate the landing. Don't worry, you can also come back later and adjust the staircase. So I'm going to just draw it like that, then activate the flight again, and oh sorry, what's going on? There's something, it's stuck. Okay, all right, then I can go straight. Perfect. So that's basically what I have, and I need now to stretch the staircase by on this blue reference point, and then I can move this here, Control D to move it, and then I can stretch this all the way so that it's aligned with this there. And we can also do the same. All right, so now I need to reduce the width here, because the width of the staircase is 1 meter. I want to have it at 1.5. Perfect. So we'll have this little space between that. I don't mind, I can keep it as it is that way. All right, so that's basically the position of the staircase, and I want to have more like a double volume here from the upstairs, so I'll keep it this way, and then I'll have a bit of glazing here, but that will be in the later stage when we're doing the real modeling of the concept. So let's go to the upper floor, and I would want to also to reference the ground floor, because that will guide the positioning of the elements. Right, so on top of the garage, I would want to have the master bedroom wing this side, and then that side I'm going to have another lounge on top of this one. Then we have a bit of a kitchenette here with the storeroom, and we'll have a huge or a long corridor that will service the 3 bedrooms the other side. Okay, So to achieve that, I can go to the ground and copy the footprints of these spaces like that. No, this one is not necessary. It's like this one. Control C. I don't know why it takes time to just copy. Wow. Okay, let's go to the upstairs and paste those elements. You can retrace over if you want, but I don't know, I preferred copying to tracing it over here, right? And then I'll click outside, and then that's what I want. I'm going to delete the doors like that. Okay, I would need the outline of this as well, so let me pick this and draw. Let's change the geometry to a chain link, then make the reference location to be the outside. Let's turn it to the outside like that and place it there. Right click, hit OK. I'm going to have another wall. Right click, hit OK. Perfect. So with the master wing, basically what I would want is I would want to have a balcony that is around, that is on the side, and then also in the front. So I'm going to take this wall, Control Shift, or even not Control Shift, I can just move it inside by 1.7. Do the same to this one, 1.7, and I can trim over this extents. Perfect. So this basically will be our balcony, and then this will be our pajama or the lounge for the bedroom, master bedroom. And then I will maintain the, you could have maintained this, no, it's fine. So I'm going to draw another wall going all the way, I don't know, let's change this to the outside, the reference location, yes, and then stretch it to somewhere there, and then that way you can go also like that. Then I'm going to select this and chamfer or intersect. Okay, so we have this space for the pajama, and then the next space will be the actual bedroom. Then following will be the closets here against this wall. So I can even take this wall and chamfer, or sorry, intersect to create or enclose the bedroom. Okay, so this wall can be a 115 or an internal wall instead of exterior load bearing wall. It can be half the thickness, but I'm not that worried because of this demonstration. I'm just showing you the appropriate, but if you'd want to show that, I'll select this wall, or just go here under the, or on the top of your interface and activate the split tool. I'm going to split this there, then intersect to create a clean connection. Then these ones will be half the thickness. The internal wall in this case is going to be like that. Okay, and then I would prefer it to be on this edge, on the corner, so I'm going to turn it out and then Control D, move it right there. Make sure the connections are perfect. All right. Okay, so like I said, I want to have a double volume here, but what I want to create a bit of an overhang from the top, which is this wall. So I'm going to, I can quickly split these two walls like that, and this will be filleted there, yes. And then with the overhang, I would move it by 1.5. So that will be the overhang. So I now can intersect to clean up these two walls like that. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm trying to achieve. You see the bottom or the ground floor extends. So I wanted to create an effect where someone, when you're on the ground, you'd see an overhead of slab over your head like that. Okay, so basically all the positions, all the spaces that I wanted to achieve here are in place. And like I said, I'm going to have a kitchenette somewhere here. So basically this will be the passage wall going to other bedrooms. So this will be passage wall, and it's going to be like that. And then I'm going to have a storeroom here of maybe 2 meters wide. 2 meters wide. Then this area will have a kitchen, so I'm going to copy this wall and put it there. So kitchenette of 3.5, something like that. Pick parameters of this wall and place it there. Right click, hit OK. Make sure the position is, then I can flip it that way. Yes, trim it off. This you can chamfer to enclose our storeroom. Then also this can intersect. I don't know, I kept on saying chamfer, but rather it's an intersect feature. Okay, so from here we'll have a wall that will now enclose our kitchenette. This will go. So I'm going to switch off the trace so that you can appreciate the upper floor. So basically, like I was saying, we're going to have a door here. We're going to have a door here. What's going on? Let's mirror this door to the other side, and it's going to be positioned here. So now this wall has to go, or maybe we increase the size of our room by 500, like that. So the storeroom is basically mainly for the kitchen, and I want this space to be good enough for the passage, because we need access to the space. So I'm going to reduce this by, let's make it 7.5. Right. Okay, and then I can place an opening here. No, sorry, a door to the space. And for the pajama, this wall has to go all the way to okay, I need to fillet it this way, and then we're going to have our void here, so that people can stand here to enjoy the view from the downstairs. Okay, because it will be more like a circulation space. So I will have a door to the access of the master wing, and then I will have another door to the either a door or opening. But here I will have a sliding door. I'm going to put a sliding door to the, let me say sliding door, maybe this one. Yes, and this is the bedroom. For the closet, I'm going to create an opening. I can just take this wall, move it right there. So create a passage of 1.2 and pick parameters of this and then inject on the sword, because they're supposed to be on the same thickness. So basically this will be the two closets, even though it's not straight. I don't know why. Yes, so this will be his and hers closet, and we can use opening tool to create openings like that, and maybe increase the width to 1.5, something like that. So from the pajama lounge to the bedroom, and then the closet, so the bathroom and the toilet will be positioned somewhere here. So the entire wing will be for the master bedroom. Okay, so I can quickly place also the furniture just to define the spaces more. So I'm gonna go back here, pick the lounge, place it there, and for pajama I'm going to reduce the number of seats just to 2, and then I can rotate that way. Okay, then for the bedroom, let's find a bed layout. I'm going to position it on the center somewhere here, and then you can have walls around like that. Okay, so basically that's how we can create the spaces. I know there are different ways of killing a cat in ArchiCAD, but I tend to find this more efficient and produces great results. So I wanted to share with you that. So in the next phase of this tutorial, I'm going to now focus on the 3D and try to design the feel of the project. As you can see from here, it looks just a mass block, right? Moving forward, let's start by organizing our views. So I'm going to collapse all the unnecessary views that are open like that. So within the 3D axonometric views, we have both isometric and the axonometric. So you can choose a better way of navigating within your project model. So basically this is the structure, so we need to take this to the next level. So you saw the contrast between the presentation or conceptual floor plans and detailed floor plans for now. So what I'm going to do is to focus now on the external or the exterior of the project. So let's activate. I'll start by looking at, before I do, I will analyze and assess the status and the condition of this model we've already produced. So there will be a couple of elements that we'll need to do on floor plan, like the glazing of the staircase. I want this area here to be absolutely glass, the entire area, even on the first floor. So even here I need to have a balcony on the other side for the family room. So I'm gonna go ahead and try replica that. So I'm going to open the first floor. Let's create a balcony here by, let's say, trace the ground. The balcony will be pretty much on the same level with the one for our master wing. So I'm going to align it that way, trim off the ends by hold Control, and like that. No, basically this one will be more like cantilever. Let's have it cantilevered instead of yes, we have a balcony that is cantilevered. I can just quickly add a slab, and this slab should be under structural slabs, right? So I'm going to place the slab like that here of 6385 by 1.2. Okay, this basically will be our balcony, and then to the master wing also we need to place this slab for the balcony, and then it's going to be all the way like that. And so normally you would have a step down of this, so I'm going to, instead of 2.8. So but before we do that, let's check in 3D the results. So this should be on the 0, and then I'm going to step it down by -50, just to control water seepage to the internal part of the building. Okay, so that's basically what we have now there. And then we need to, I feel this overhead, the projection is too much. I can reduce it to maybe, let's reduce it by 500. Okay, and you can still do it here on 3D like that. Fillet this too. This I will stretch it all the way to there. Right. It looks pretty decent, the positioning of the projection. So I think for a better, in order for me to be efficient, I need to place all the slabs first, and then I can think of now how elements are going to be added within our facades plane. So let's go to the ground and activate the slab tool. Let's switch off the trace reference. We have this wall. I don't think it's supposed to be showing on our floor plane. Yeah, select them and oh, sorry about that. Let me quickly, oh, I can go to the first floor. I don't know why I'm doing this. And then select everything. Then we need to set this under floor plane section to home story only. Or yeah, I think it's been dropped to -50. Let's set it to 0 so that it doesn't interfere with what's on below. But it's still here. There's a bit of a problem here. Oh, it's 1:100. I mean, it's -100. I don't know why they are all, you say 0 again. Oh, things got disappeared. Right, so I was basically saying we need to, let me go back to the isometric. We need to place the slabs before we can decide on the features. So I'm going to quickly draw using the geometry method of polygon and click outside the footprint of the building like that. I'm gonna quickly trace over this like so, then complete. So we'll have another slab for this area, which is the entry patio, and then I'm going to drop it. It needs to be dropped by -50. Then you can also have another one there that is going to be -100. Okay, then we all have our slabs in place. I'm gonna copy this to the upper floor. Then paste it there. So let's fix the geometry. Like that. This needs to go there. Yes, perfect. Alright, so on 3D, this is how it is, and we need to have this at 0 instead of 2.8, like so. Great. So let's quickly now, plan around the roof geometry, because it's very important. It will give us a direction on what kind of elements to add before we mess up the thing and create things that, before we do elements that, we add elements that are not really addressing the needs of the roof. So I'm going to go to the roof level and right click on the first floor to show as a reference. What I need to do is to activate the roof, but before I place, I need to decide which areas it's always ideal to do your roof in portions instead of holistically. Okay, but that's clearly the approach on this one. So for example, here I'm going to use a slab, then I'm going to also use a slab for the balcony, then is slab all the way to there, and let's say okay, just hang on a bit, I'm confirming something. All right, let's activate a slab. I'm going to start with the portions that I'm having a roof slab, like this part, and let me add a polygon to stretch it all the way to there. I'm gonna get rid of this point because it's unnecessary. For best practice modeling, to assemble a well-resolved model, you need to get rid of these points because they add up to the size, the file size. So, and ultimately the file will start crashing due to this. So I'm going to go ahead and identify all the portions that I want to use a slab as a roof. So I'm going to go all the way to there, come this there, and then there. Perfect. So yeah, right, this will be the roof slab, and then that will be the roof slab, and also this part I'm gonna edit it as roof slab as well. All the way to there. Yes, all the way to here. Okay, so with the sloped roof, let's activate the roof. And then we're going to have roof from, we're gonna go roof from this point all the way to that point. Okay, I'm gonna select this roof and pick this ridge points, then I'm gonna get rid of the ridge point to there. Do the same and stretch it all the way to the reference point to have something like that. And then one thing that I need to do also, to place another one on this side. Yes, I'm going to rotate because the orientation is not what I want. And let's adjust before we kill the ridge. I'm going to adjust that way. We see this way. Okay, sorry. Let me see something here. Let me align it this way. Something like that. And then let's kill the ridge. I'm gonna kill the ridge. Let's rotate it. And make sure it's aligned with where it sits. Move it there. Then I want to have a bit of overhang of 300 from this edge. Okay, so if you check on 3D, you will have your slabs and roofs flying over. So we need to get this at 0, and this is what I wanted to achieve. And then I will have to reduce the overhang of this one from both sides. So, or maybe let's just do it on 3D. Let's say move this back by 400. Yeah, let's do 250. Yeah, it shouldn't be that much. Yes, I think at this level it's fine. Let's do this side. It's 650. Perfect. Right, and then the roof needs to intersect. So I'm going to stretch also. I think in order for me to intersect the two, I need to right click and split this roof into planes so that I can now deal with the individual elements like that. This will give me a freedom to flexibly adjust this. So one thing that I need also to address is the height. The height at the ridge level needs to be equal or on the same height. So I'm going to drop it down a bit like that. Perfect. Now we have this accesses element that we need to get rid of. So there are two ways of doing it. You can use solid element operation, right? Like you select the target, right click, and then connect, solid element operate. So we need to add both the two roof planes, and then this will act as an operator. Then we're going to use subtract with downwards because this is underneath the operator roof element. So I'm going to use downward extrusion so that I can trim it off like that. So it's cleanly trimmed off, which is perfect. Okay, and then we have an issue here with the connection of the valley, because this valley needs to be continuous all the way to the edge. So you can achieve this by maybe stretching your, I think it's best you do it on 2D on the top view. So I'm going to stretch this and see where it meets. I'll want to be that accurate. Okay, so I'll move this side, stretch this all the way, and make sure you are precise. Perfect. So if you look, if you appreciate this on 3D, this is what you have now. Okay, so the roof slabs needs to be dropped down a bit by 100, something like that. Okay, so that's basically that. And then this side we need to stretch the roof to be on the edge. I'm going to align it with the roof slab like that. Okay, now let's close up these gaps for our roof. So I'm going to select these walls, stretch them all the way, and then add as a target, pick the roof as an operator. This time around I'll change it to upward extrusion and hit extrude. So we've closed up this face. We need to do it on this one. So I'm going to select these 3 walls, stretch them all the way to the top of your roof, then add them as a target, then select the 2 planes roof, add it as a operator, execute upwards extrusion. Okay, so we have some extend material left, so I'm going to also select it, add as a target, and then use the other roof as an operator to clean up that. Perfect. Okay, so we have this now, the feel of our structure. We also need to close up this side because we don't have a wall here. What we'll do, we'll have to have a wall that will start on this level. So I'm going to activate the wall tool, select it from the plane, change this to a single wall, then place it there. I don't know why it's like that. Let's see, make it at 0, then move it to the top, add as a target, select the roof to be operator, subtract with upward extrusion. Perfect. I think also the overhang can still change here. Sorry, this can be only achieved on top view. Let's move it to there. Okay, so appreciate this on 3D. We'll have something like that. So at the back, I'm not gonna touch much about it, but we're gonna have another roof that will be coming from this direction, but we can just have the extent of it from the roof plan. Let's just place it so I can pick it from there. You should roof this all the way to there. So this will be out, and then that will be also be removed. Okay, let's check on 3D. So the height needs to be the same. So I'm going to pick parameters of this, and then please let's set the height. Move like that. Yes. And then if you don't have a clean connection, you can also reduce the size of the overhang. Yeah, I think this overhang should be somewhere closer to the walls. And then this side, it's not going to matter much because we are not here, something like that. And also the connections. Okay, let's do it on the roof plan. Stretch it to the ridge of the other roof, and we need to do the solid element operation to subtract. Let's add that as a target. This roof will be the right. If you check on 3D, this is pretty much the result we are having on this. Okay, so I'm going to, for the sake of now detailing this, I'm going to relocate to the detailed designed views. So let's open the folders, and then on detailed 3D views, if you check on the isometric, you'll start to see your materials and the detailing of the elements. So this too needs to be trimmed to the roof. So I'm going to open the solid element operation. This will be the target, the operator, extrusion and upward subtraction with upward extrusion. Okay, so I can click to close that. I think normally this would I'll have to stretch it all the way to there, and then I roof using a slab on the remaining portions. So I'm going to put a slab here. If you go back to 3D, pick parameters of that, and then place it there. So basically that will be, but we'll have a parapet or a dwarf wall or upstand beam around the slab, concrete slab, something like that. Okay, so let's come back to the front side. I don't know what happened to the floor slabs. I don't know what happened to the floor slab. Let me search for where they're active. I might deleted them by mistake. Okay, they're here. why the ground floor is not showing. Okay, they're on the same level. I see. This should be on 0. Perfect. Yes. And then we're entering the next, the interesting part. I wanted this to overhang as well by 700. And yes, even to the other side. Let's have this overhang 700, something like that. Perfect. So like I'm saying, or even this side, we need to create an overhang of maybe 1 meter. I'll have it here, that way. Okay, so this basically the framework of our design. So what we need to do is now start adding more details to this. So I'll start with the basic details. So let's go to the site, and then I'm going to activate the terrain tool and magic wand by pressing and hold the spacebar key, and then click the boundary or the plot geometry, so to place our mesh. I'm also going to pick the parameters again and then place the mesh to our driveway. I'm going to change its material to maybe concrete, just concrete, and the surface will be I think let's leave it under concrete. I'm going to just get rid of the surfaces. So from 3D you will have something like this. So we need to be doing our 3D. We're no longer working on the conceptual, we are on isometric. Detailed design, so that we can project everything as it is. Okay, so here it is, and this should start on this is 200, right? It has to start right on, this is ground floor finish. Normally we drop our slab, our garage slab by 50. So I'm gonna let's drop it by -50. Oh, sorry. Drop it down by 50. Alright, so this will be basically our driveway, and we also need the road like that. Yes, you see the difference of levels because this road is at 217, so it has to be at 0 because the site is minus, if you go to the story setting, the site is -300. So that's the difference between the floor finish and the natural ground. So our road level. So from there I need to slope this. Let's pick one of the points, then elevate mesh. I'm going to slope it right. I get reference by these corners like that. Now it's been dropped. It's not that accurate. Oh, it's because we need to stretch. It's not that accurate. All right, let me get rid of many. Perfect. So that's basically what we have, and I have a little bit of design for my driveway. But before we do that, let's change the surface of our road to asphalt, paving asphalt light, something like this. All right, and then I have a design for the driveway. So let's go back. What I need to achieve here, it's more like a slated material, so I'm going to use just your slab tool, and then draw this 3 meters by 100. Okay, Okay, so I will mirror this to the other side like that, and bring it down like that. I can make this go all the way to the something like that. I don't know. And pick this parameter, click on that, multiply from the pet palette, and then I'm going to multiply this along the driveway like that. So let's group and take advantage of the selection and group. So then I'm going to play around with these strips, staggering them to create an organic effect. So I'm going to just stagger them that way, and this will be equal to that one. Maybe on the side it will be equal to this one, and then this, it's fine like that. But on the side, maybe, yes, I think let's leave it this one. I'm going to stretch this to them, then that one to there. It has to be organic, so playing around with like that. This will be fine that way. Yes, if we check on 3D, you'll have that group there. Let's have it at 0. Let me see it from here. Okay, we could use subtract solid element operation to subtract this from our mesh, but also we can use the actual subtract polygon, which is this. I'll pick one of the points, then activate subtract with polygon, and activate the magic wand tool by press and hold the space bar. Then I'll go to click on each strip or elements like that. This will create a nice effect to my garage driveway. Normally I can also create this as strip lights, the LED lights, so that when the car arrives here, it automatically illuminates the entire space or the entire area. So I can get rid of this because I have now the holes, right? And then what I need to do is to select the main mesh tool. Then I'm going to drop down. Let's drop down by 40. Okay, so this one here 40. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of the perforations by just doing that, and then change the material to something like glass lamp. Yeah, so that it becomes more like a light. So you can also offset all edges so that it doesn't affect the surface of this driveway. And then the driveway, I think it needs to be changed. The height is too much. Let's set it to 300. Yes, and then this also we're gonna set it to 300. Oh, sorry. Set the height to 300. All right, so basically we have now the driveway, the design, which I really pretty much like. So the another detail will be the curbing, and then these portions, the landscape on the edge of the road. It's very important to address this kind of situations before you can even think of your main model, because it will give your model a base where you can start drawing inspiration. So if you have a worse foundation to start the project on, it's going to be challenging for you to be very creative. So hence I like this approach. So I'm going to go back to the site, and I'm going to now again pick a slab tool. Let's just change this to a concrete. I'm going to just use a structure and then turn this to concrete. Let's use the same material. Then I'm going to draw this to that there. Let's fix the edges. Control Shift M to mirror a copy to the other side. Alright, so if you check on 3D, you would see something like this, but this needs to be on the level of your driveway. Oh, sorry, in the level of your driveway, like that. Okay, so that's basically that. From here I need to move on to my garage, because these elements are more definitive, so I could now know what I'm really looking at in terms of the design, because I'm going to place some railings here and some planters within, or incorporated within the railing system. So that will be a very good detail to have. Okay, so I don't know what happened here. We should be having the slab going all the way to that, closing this gap. Let's add a polygon from there to there and close off that. And close off that. All right. Okay, normally you will have a dwarf wall like we do the site, so let's have a wall that will go all the way to there. Right click, hit OK. This wall is going to be positioned on the roof, and I'm going to change the linked stories to not link, so that I can manually set the height of it. I think 600. It's fine like that. It looks let's make 500. Okay, so the roof should be on the same level with this. So I'm going to select everything, then position to there. Okay, because you need, I think that's the best way of doing it. So this side also you need a wall. Let's take the parameters of this by Alt. I don't know if you realize that to pick parameters quickly, you use just Alt in your keyboard. Just Alt and hold, then you can click on the element to pick parameters of it. And then from there I can select this wall, connect, solid element operation, and then our operator is going to be the roof. Our operation is going to be subtraction with upward extrusion. Then we hit execution. Then there we go. Perfect. All right. I know there are some small details that we need to address there, but for now, I think we're good to move forward. Right. So what I want, I'll start by the entrance, especially on the staircase area. I would want want I don't know why this is different. I would want this to be straight, this wall to have a straight wall on my staircase. So if we check on this, it's fine this way. Then at the top we are having this wall should continue all the way to increase our void. So I'm going to just delete this one. Now this is supposed to be showing, let's say, home story only. The home story is roof. And delete this. So we've extended our void to this level. So if you check on 3D, we need to stretch this all the way to there. Right, and then this wall needs to be sitting at 0, which is our roof. Then it's supposed to be on the outside like that. Perfect. So I think it should go all the way to them. Right, so like I'm saying, I want the staircase to be all glass, so it will be all glazing. So what I need to do, I'll start with from the first floor, and this will be the void. What's going on here? We move this to the other side. Okay, in order for us to fit this door accurately or precisely, we need to move this by 230. Chamfer or intersect. Let's intersect also this 2. Let's appreciate on 3D and see. Yes, this is what we want. This I can stretch to fit the profile. Yes, something like that. Number 1. All right, so what I said now, I'm going to place the glazing starting from the top, first floor. So I'm going to activate the window tool, open its settings. I'm gonna go with this multi-search window. Let's set the 3D to full detail, and the 2D detail to 1:50. So I want to move on to the search, the frame width. Frame width is fine. This I want it to be 50. Okay, let's set it to all 50. And then the material should be uniform and make it aluminum. Let's place. I'm going to stretch it all the way to there, to there. So on 3D we have that, and it should be going all the way to the underside of the slab. I'm going to stretch the height right there. Perfect. This is what I want. Now I need to drop again down to here, because the staircase there, we don't need to have a floor slab there. So I'm going to select this, get rid of it to that level, and have that way. And I don't know why the slab, I mean our staircase is not showing. I think probably the layer is off. I don't know why I keep on opening the conceptual design views, because I said we are on the detailed views now, so we should be able to be seeing all this in place. Okay, There we go. Yes, we can see the difference now with that. So I can take this wall, stretch it all the way to, let's stretch it all the way to there. Okay, and then I'm going to pick the same window. Let's pick its parameter and move to the ground floor and place it. I'm gonna place it there, but this time around it's different. So what I need to do is open this and then maybe resort to this one. So to transfer the parameter of the window we've placed to the new one we're creating, I'm going to Control Alt to activate the magic one and then click on the one that we are resorting to. So I'm going to open this, then place. So because it's not showing on the floor plan, it probably must be the position. So you see the height should be at stories. Let's link this to the ground. Yes, so that it can show on 3D. I mean on floor plan. Then we place. We need to change the width. I can just manually stretch it like so. I wanted to have it as a corner window here, if it's possible. So let's stretch this all the way to there. So I think this one is the one that needs to be stretched to 0, and then also this one needs to be stretched to something like that. Something like this. And I think we need to change the thickness of the elements, the frames. We said we are going with 50, 50, 50, 50. Okay. So I'm not sure with this one, can we move the, I don't think so. Can we align these frames? But clearly we cannot align the frames. So the best way is to use a curtain wall. Right, let's use a curtain wall. I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of the wall, and that, also the wall. Then we remain with the opening. So if you go back to the ground, let's start from the first floor. Let's activate the curtain wall. I'm going to place a curtain wall from here. Oh, sorry. This is not a curtain wall. Activate the curtain wall. Place it from this corner all the way to there. So I want the framing to be on the inside. So I'm going to flip it like that. So if we appreciate it on 3D, you'd see we have this by default. So I'm going to select it and open its settings. Under the scheme section, let's select it and then go to the scheme favorites and change this to something simple like a checkerboard. On the checkerboard, let's go here on the scheme and make sure all the materials are on the same. It says various, so we need to say they should be the main panel. Then hit OK. So that will be it. That's the panel, but the material has been overridden. So if you go to the panels and then curtain wall panel settings, you see we have this, but we need to have this as glass clear. I'll have glass clear for all, then hit OK. There we go. We have this. We can even increase the width. I want to have only 1, 2, 3 frames. So instead of having the width of 1000, let's have it 1.5. This one 1.5. Then the height should be full height, which is 3 meters. And then we're going to have one segment on this. Hit OK. So we're going to have something like that. Okay, so I would take this, stretch it underside our element. Okay, so let's drop down this again. We can stretch it all the way down. How do you do it? You can't stretch it all the way down, but what you can do is copy it. We can copy it from the floor plan. Control C. Go to your ground floor. Control V to paste it there on the same position. So now we need to reduce this length to there. I think all this walls needs to be. Oh, I've reduced the wrong one. So let's see. We can do it on 3D. Pick this point and stretch it all the way to here. Okay, and then we can connect them at the top by just stretching the height. Yes, perfect. So that's basically what we have for our staircase. Okay, for the then here we need to have a slab that will cover this area. I can use the same slab for the ground, for the first floor. So I'm going to take this and show the ground as trace reference. Then I'm going to pick parameters and then add a polygon, so that I add a polygon from here to there, so that on 3D we cover the space like that. Okay, and then the space underneath, I'm going to make it just a white paint like that. White paint like that, but I can even let it be a different concrete color. Let's leave it concrete. It should be fine that way. Okay, now the project is starting to taking shape. As you can see, we have pretty much the details that we need. I think one thing that to do is I see the door is not, I don't know what's happening with ArchiCAD 28 doors and windows library. It does this. I don't know where exactly to set the model view options, because it doesn't have that feature or that that option within the parameter. So I'm going to resort back to ArchiCAD 27 doors. So let's find something in ArchiCAD, or even the storefronts. Storefronts have some pretty much interesting, yes, these ones. And then I can hit OK. So what I want is to have a slim frames for my, and I should have the transom on both sides. I don't know why it's not giving me that. Let's go back. I want the one with transom. This one. Wow, this one has a lot. Okay, I can go with the hinged ones because it has this, what I'm looking for. So let's go back here, set this to be 40, set everything to be 40, then go back. I want to change the handle, something like that. Then 3D detail full, 2D detail 1:50, hit OK. Oh, the material. So let's go back and click on this to show all the parameters. I want to go for model view option, model attributes, then change to aluminium. I'm gonna go with metal aluminium. We've been using this one, right? Okay, the other thing that I want to change as well is the outside and inside casing. I'm going to get rid of this on aluminum or steel frames, so that you can have something clean like that. And then I want it to fill the entire space, so this will go the way to, oh, what happened? This will go the way to the underside of the slab. This side I'm going to go all the way to the wall, same as to this side. Perfect. I don't know, it should be sitting at 0 off the ground. Then stretch this all the way underside of your slab. Perfect. So we're starting to see the impact of these two features we just added, the staircase glazing and then the entrance. I really like that. And then for these two, I'll resort to a tile finish. Within the new template, there are different tile material we've added. I have this one for 30 by 60, 60 by 60. You can pick from, let's make it equal. Perfect. So basically this it has to go all the way to the boundary. So I will take this again, Control D to carry a copy, but at this level, then stretch this all the way to there. That's normally how it happens. And then you can play around with this and add interesting elements within your flow. I like to play around with the LED and strip lighting within your ground elements. Right. So the other interesting part of this is okay, I will be complete with I think I need to complete the glazing part of it, and then we move to the interesting part, right? So especially on this area here, from the first floor, we are having this area as sliding door. So I'm going to activate the door. I don't know, I have a sliding door here. You have a sliding folding door, which is this one. I'm gonna double click on it, but before we do that, let's see the settings of it. I want the frame is 40/40. Let's see the other ones, like yes, this, see, this one's there. I want this to be 40/40/40. So I'm going to activate the HV grid, set this to be 40/40/40, and then resort back to the style 5. Wow, let's see, should open from the inside. Okay, so if we check on 3D, we'll have something like this. I'm gonna select it, set the offset from the floor by 0, and then it should go all the way to the underside of the roof like that. And I might reduce the number of these panels and then the width of the bottom frame. I don't know why it's not resorting to that. 50/50 grid, position throughout thickness, this number of panels, you see 0 0 0 0. Let's see it, okay, and see. Yes. I think let me go for 20 20 20, and then change the number of the leaves to 2 3. Perfect. I think it's great like this. And then we have a corner window here on the ground floor, so let's go back and create that. So I'm going to activate the window, and it will pick the parameter of the settings of previously added window, but I'm going to change the width to 2.5. Let's see, maybe 3.5. Yes, I think it's good enough. Let's set this to be a corner window. I'm going to select it from the ground. Let's open its settings, and if we click on all the parameter, we want to find the corner, the custom corner, and then I don't know which side should be that. So I always do trial and error, then you can see the result. You see this one, it went in, but I want it from the inside. Let's try flipping and see, or maybe pick parameters of this, then delete and replace it. Okay, I think I need to do it from the outside. Yes, see, it's perfect. And then I will do the same to the other side. Yes, that's how I normally do it. Then corner window, boom. Let's select these two. I'm gonna select these two, set them to 0, and I'm going to set the width of the frames. I want it to be 40 millimeters across all. I can say uniform frame here. Yes, something like that. It's pretty decent, right? And then this balcony needs to wrap around to cover this part of the window. So I'm going to go to the first floor plan and then add a polygon like so all the way to there. So this will be 1.2 wide, then 7 meters long. And let's get rid of this unnecessary point like that. Check on 3D. Yes, that's pretty much what we envisioned. So even the roof slab on the side needs to be reflecting this. I'm gonna go to the roof plan, select it. Let's right click and show the first floor as trace reference so that we see what we're dealing with here. There you go. Perfect. So we have that. It looks impressive already. We need to have also glazing on the side as well. I'm gonna quickly do that. I'm going to use the pick parameter of this door, sliding folding doors, and place it. Okay, I need to relink it to story 1, first floor. Should be opening up to the inside. For this one, I would need to have, let's create a corner window there. I'm not sure we can create a corner window, but let's just move it this all the way to there and see how it happens. And then that side we're putting in the windows. So I'm going to copy this window, go back to the, and I know it will pick even the parameter of the corner window. This time around, let's go here and uncheck the corner window. So let's choose the floor and then position it. Let's position it to the frame of, let's go 3D. Perfect. I'm going to stretch it all the way to there. I don't think this is what I intended to achieve, but you can clean up if you want. And the thing is, you can't have a corner window or a corner for a door. So for now, I'll leave it as it is. I can come later and fix that problem if you want. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. And also let me know in the comment section what you think about the template so far, the result you are getting so far. And I will give this, those that want to get the template, check the link on the descriptions like I said, and I will also put the discount code there for those who are going to, those who really want to to buy this template, check the code underneath on the description so that you can take a 20% discount for your template. So moving on, I think I need to also align the roof with this one. Okay, so basically this is what we intended to do before we can even think of placing the railings. And then, like I said, we're going to have a combination of railing system and planters within. That's going to be interesting, I'm telling you. But before we do that, I think let's invest more time on the garage door. Something that I want to create is a hidden garage door. So I'll go back to the ground floor and then get rid of the trace. We don't need it at this moment. Let's activate the ground, the door. We are looking for the garage door. So if you go to the garage door and let's say overhead garage door, yes. I don't want the handle for now. Hit OK, then place it. Place it like that. I'm going to adjust the measurement. Let's make it 4 meters or even 5.5. But I want it to go all the way to this point. I think it's fine this way. Maybe the side we should leave more space for the shelving. So maybe 600. Yes, perfect. So if you check on 3D, we'll have this, but I would want this to be right on the edge here. So I'm going to change the reveal to the wall core. If it doesn't change, or maybe let's go to its settings, and I would want the frame leaf. Where's the reveal position? Wall closure. The reveal. Just give me a second. There is no reveal here. Okay, what I want, because alright, I think the mistake that I need to split this wall into 2 parts. I'm gonna split it here, right? So this will go all the way to there, and then this will be here. Then this wall thickness should be 40, yes, something like that, or 20. Is 20, and then on 3D we have something like this. Okay, something like this. Even I think we can even go as far as 10. As far as 10, right? Yes. From here, what we need to do, I'm going to set up even on this side. On this side is fine. We can split the wall as well. We need to split this wall into 2 parts here, and then set this to be half. I'm just going to set this to be half. Then I'm going to position it from the outside to there. Yes, right. So that I can have my cladding system will be running around and wrap around, because I'm creating a hidden garage door. So yes, let's see how it comes about. I'm going to activate, in order for me to achieve this, I'm going to activate the curtain wall tool. I'm going to pick on this one, then go to ground. I'm going to draw it from here. Let's choose this one. then come there all the way to there, right click, hit OK. Let's see, the frames are inside, which is perfect. So let's check on 3D. We have that. Okay, the first one I'm going to stretch all the way to the height of the door. We need to stretch all the way from the height of the door, and it has to start right from the 0, like so. And I'm going to take a copy and put it up and stretch this one down underside your roof, your floor. Okay, so from here we need to select these two, open its settings. What we want to do is to change the material of we don't need now the panels, so I'm going to select and then say deleted panels, right? And then from there, what we need to set up is the distance between the frames, which I want to be 100, like that, and 100, like that. Okay, so the height of this should be 2.1, which is the height of the door. Okay, so if you go to the frames and the mullion frames, which is this is the transom, is we don't need the mullion frames is on invisible. The boundary also is invisible. Corner, we need to have the corner because we have this corner here. What we need to do, yes, we need to cater for that corner, and the frame is going to be on the same settings with the other frame. So if you look at this one, it's around I need to set it to be 80 by, it should be 80 as well. Okay, run, everything should be 80. I'm looking for a square profile, so I will have to do this with the frame, but this one with the corner, but I can leave it at 20 for now and then test and see the results. Okay, then the material for this is going to be timber. I don't know, you have seen these buttons that are made of steel but coated with timber finish, so that's what I'm going for here. So I'm going to search for wood, and I'm going to use the maple, which are one of the new material we've added to the Surface catalog. A bunch of materials that we've added. So if you see new, it says new, that means it's newly added to the Surface database. And then I'll hit OK. So to apply the changes, we'll have that. Let's see, is it the result we intended? So I think it looks thick. Let's see, it looks thick, and let's go down to the ground. Okay, I see I need to take this to the outside. Let's flip it to the outside and do the same to the need to do the same to the top one as well. Let's flip it outside. Okay, so this is what we have. We'll have to change the size of this. It looks huge for my liking. Let's go back to the frame, the scheme. Let's set this to be 80 by 80, 2 meters, which is the height. Let's see. Now it closed the gap, but I want to have an impression of this, a groove, a rebate. So it has to be, maybe let's change the profile for the frames. Instead of making them 80, let's make them 70, so that we have 10, this extra 10 millimeters for both sides. I'm gonna do it exactly with the, okay, this one is fine. Let's see. I think this is the right. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. but I need to change this should be 2 meters. Yes, and let's change the material to, I said I want wood for corner, even for the transom frame, wood marble. Hit OK. So now we have a challenge of bringing this down, and I want to create a line of, just a line of the door height. It can be 10, it's fine, something like this, so that I know when you open the door, this will go with the slate door. I've seen that if this effect in one of the suppliers that we have this around in our region. So basically this is what I wanted to create, and then I'll have cladding also for this one so that I can create that effect. So I'm going to come here on the ground, then pick the same material. I'm going to clad it from the right inside going all the way to the outside like that. Even here, there we go, and then right click and hit enter. Even though we're going to have the windows on the side, but we're going to punch it hole to our cladding. So this one I'm going to go back to its settings, and let's pick I think this is the one that we've been used. Okay, let's see. I think it's to do with the size. If we go back and change this, instead of having I would say this will be half, which is 3.5, sorry, 350. This is going to be 750. This is 350. This is going to be 900. Okay, and then you 300, 750. I'm dividing everything by half so that the effect can be felt. Okay, this is what I want, and let's stretch it all the way to there. Perfect. So what I need to do is to set the frame to be on the inside and then the cladding outside. So I have to select this and flip it out, then pick this, stretch the width so that the cladding the frames right is going to be installed on the brick wall. So that's what we need to create now. This one is not accurately positioned. There we go. And this side as well. Yes, I don't know why it's not straight. It doesn't look straight on my eyes. Perfect. So we'll have something like this, but I don't like the materials. So I'm going to open its settings again. These materials, I'm going to hold shift and select them and change it to the same with this one. This one's a distinct panel, so let's do the same. Set this to be distinct panel, and yeah, then hit OK. It didn't change, it changed only on one side. So I will need to go back and then go to the panels. We're going to set the color to be paint gray, or go for dark gray, and then apply to all the surfaces. So this would what you would get. And I see they're funny, but they're not. Let's leave them the way they are. But this is basically what I wanted to achieve. But if I had more time, I could detail this further. But for the sake of this demonstration, let's keep it this way. And moving on to the other side, especially on the what you call the railings. So I'm going to go to the first floor, and for the railing I'm going to use a combination of a slab, of a beam tool and a railing. So I'm going to start with the beam tool. So I will set up my beam to have the height of 1 meter, which is basically the height of your balustrade or railing. So the width is going to be maybe 500. 500 is big. It's 500 because I would want to have a planter on it as well. So let's draw it from here to there. So that will be the position of our planter, somewhere here. With the beam, like I said before, you can control the length easily. So for example, instead of 3.5 11, I will go for a sound length, which is 3.5, like that. Perfect. So what I need to do, if we check on 3D, you will have this kind of an effect, but we don't want it to be that way. I'm going to have it right on the edge of my slab. So I'm going to change the reference axis location to the bottom, then hit OK, so that it can be placed on the top like that. Okay, and then also yes, on the top like that. This should be all the way to there like that. Okay. Oh no, it's still not at the top. It's still not at the top. Let's make sure it's accurately positioned. Alright, so, and the material, I would love to have the material of let's search for wood. I'll have to have a wood finish material. Maybe there's what is it? Oak material. Okay, this is subject to change, doesn't matter for now, but you get the idea. So I'm going to create a profile from this to create a planter. So I'm going to go to options. Oh, but before we do that, let's just set up a complete railing system before we complete that done. So I'm going to activate the railing tool and then open its settings. Next will be setting up the segments. So I'm going to, by default, this template we've already removed everything in terms of all other members or other parts of the staircase, like the handrails, rails, inner posts. These are off, but if you want to add them, you can select this and then you go to add like that, or add balustrade. You go here and then you add your balustrade. So this is not a big problem. So I'm going to hit OK, then use this point and go to that all the way to there. Right click, then hit OK. Okay, I'm going to have the same situation like that on this direction to somewhere here. Right click and then hit OK. So I'm going to also have this on the side as well, stretch it to go all the way. And then I'm going to rotate a copy, bring this on the inside, stretch it to be on the side of the balcony. So basically we'll have the two giant planters like that, like this. I might increase, yes, I want to see a portion of this glass aluminum door. Okay, so from here I need to create, wait, what else again? I see there's we have some funny let me select all the railings. I don't want to have this at the bottom of my railing, so I'm going to what might be the cause of this? I think it's the issue of fixing. So if you come here on the segment, if you look at the fixing part, which are the fixing part of, is it the panel? Yes, the fixing part. Let's get rid of this so that we have nice glass, elegant glass around like that. Okay, so from here we need to add our, let's add our custom planter, like I said. So I'm going to select this, go to options, complex profile, capture the profile selection. So here I'm just gonna change this to be concrete, right? Concrete structural, and select one of the points, use the offset edges, and I'm going to have offset value of 100, which is going to be the thickness of the planter walls. And let's do this one. Yeah, it's perfect. And I'm going to select this, the outer field, and then subtract with the inside one. This I'm going to stretch it down a bit to there, and then set the material to be soil or earth. And then I can also stretch this by 150 because I know we're going to have a steel profile here, so I'm going to allow for that. Then let's hit save. This will be railing planter or something. Then okay. So if you go back to 3D, you can select this tool and then apply. But I would want to not override the surfaces so that we see the actual true materials. So let's go back here, and then from the top I'm not going to override, right? Even this one. Then hit OK. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, it might be the here on the profile. If you select this, set this to be, yes, this one is okay on this override. I like it on the smooth, okay, but this one we don't want to override it. Then hit save. So if you check, the situation would be addressed. Perfect. So that's basically what we needed to do, but we still have some small issues to resolve. Like here we need to intersect the two to get rid of that, right? And then we would have this exposed on the edges. We need to cap it instead of just leaving it that way. So we can still use the beam and close it off like that, like so. Yeah, that way. And then if you check on 3D, this should be sitting on the same position. Pick parameter, set that one, and that one. Oh, sorry, and this one. All right. So the color needs to match the planter. Let's change the color to wood oak. Perfect. So that we have something like this. All right. That's very impressive. Let's now we're gonna add final details that will make this looks well. It's going to be let's start by placing our planter. We have our planter here down below there, and then we have a feature column for this. So let's do that. I'm gonna go to the ground, and I'm going to activate the slab tool here, and then draw the planter to there. But this planter needs to go, okay, it's supposed to be on 0. It needs to be at the level or aligned with this edge. And then I'm going to change this to be grass, change this to be soil, and let's make the surfaces to be grass, whatever. Perfect. And then what we need to do is to have the walls around our planter, so I can just manipulate this and add a copy, subtract a offset a copy, make this 150, which is the thickness of our wall. So the wall is going to be trimmed on this point. Then I can get rid of this material here. Okay, and I'm going to select this, subtract using the internal soil, then change this to concrete material, and get rid of the surfaces. Check on 3D, set this to be 400 height and plus 50 a bit. Perfect. It was supposed to be in line with the balcony. I don't know, or if not, maybe 1.2, then 1.2, something like this. Then I'm going to place my columns, open the column settings. I'm going to go for a steel column, circular tube column. Then let's find steel structural, and then I'm going to place the column here. So I'm going to select the column and go to its settings, then set the angle to be whatever, 80. Yes, 80 is fine. Then after that, hit OK to apply the changes. Let's rotate this to this direction. Next will be Control Shift M to mirror a copy to the other side, which is vertical. So if we check on 3D, you will have something like that. I'm not happy with the profile size, and I can change it just right there. Instead of, let's go for 200, and then I can also, let's see, I can also change the angle a little bit, adjust it a little bit by maybe, let's say 70. Perfect. And then it has to be sitting right on the underside of your slab, like so. Perfect. All right, and you know, details are always very critical, guys. So I can't emphasize this a lot. So I'm going to just have maybe a base of this made up of a slab, and this should be on 0, if not 50. Let's see, something like that. And I don't think this needs to be relatively close. The two columns, they're not supposed to be creating a gap between. So I might need to move this to there, and then also the base to there. I just want to create that profile. It looks a bit small. I can also adjust from this side. Let's see on 3D. Okay, that's impressive. That's what I wanted. So let's select this and adjust it to the new position, which is the center of the columns. Perfect. So yeah, I'm impressed with the result already. And then now is the time to place our I have some, I don't know why this is supposed to go all the way underside of our slab like that. So the treatment of this, of the underside of our slab is, I'm going to use the slates, timber slates. So here also we need to adjust this to there. Yeah. So like I said, I need to apply the slates here. But in order for me to achieve that, there are different ways. Some use texture. I don't think texture would do that because you can't document that again. And realistically, it won't really affect or add a lot of value to your rendering. So I'm going to use a tool called an object called buttons. So if you search for buttons in your library, how do you spell button? This one. So I'm gonna select it and then set the angle to be 0. You can adjust the spacing, and then this should be 80 and maybe 100 space between. No, the space between we want 10. That's the gap or the distance between elements. Okay, then the height will be 40. Hit OK. So I need to set up the gaps. So if this is 80, this is 10, so it should be 80 plus 10, so this will be 90. Yes, that's what I wanted. And then I can stretch this all the way to there, do the same to that. But if you trace over, you see your balcony goes all the way to there, and sits underneath there. Then I can Control Shift D to carry a copy of this to place it there, then adjust it from there to there again, stretch it all the way to there. You can put them on Appreciate on 3D, so the height will be adjusted to the underside of the underside. I think this is where introduction of sections will be now pivotal. So what I need to do is to take this section that I already placed and then move it somewhere here. Right click, open the section from here. It looks impressive already. This is what the presets of our sections on this template. It looks impressive. So I need to position this. Make sure the groups are suspended. Then I can position this to the underside of our slab like that. So let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about the sections. And like again, I said, if you want to get this template, check the discount code and in your description, 20% discount code. So if we check on 3D, so it will have this kind of effect, which is impressive. I might change this needs to go all the way to here. Let's do that to the ground. Yes, we need to be accurate, guys. So this it needs to go here, then that, and then you can also change material like I mentioned. Maybe instead of I'm gonna see which material they've used instead of fascia timber. Let's go for wood marblite. I really like this material. It's very nice. It's very nice. Okay, we need to fill up this area as well. So I'm gonna just copy this to the side, stretch this to there, stretch this to there, then all the way to there. Number 1. Perfect. So that's basically what, and our columns should be charcoal gray, guys. That's the theme of the design. So I'm going to change this to paint dark gray, something like that. And then once you're done with that, I would want to now start to add extra details, like now wrapping around with some I-beam and C sections around this. So before I do that, I will go to the options and complex profiles to import the standard profile. So choose the region of your, or choose the code of your region, In this case, now I'm gonna go with the South African standards. Then I want the C or U shape. I'm looking for 180. At 150. Let's go for 200 and 160, then 152. I'm just gonna try them all. Enter, import. Okay, so I'm going to activate the beam tool, change the profile to complex profile. Then I'll start with the 152 one, and then you can just place them on 3D if you are comfortable with doing that. Oh. So do this. I'm going to say undo. I'm gonna start from this point, activate. I'm gonna use the chained geometry method so that I can quickly run the placement of these beams. To that point, right click, hit OK. I think it looks small. What I need to do is to change it to 200. Yeah, this makes sense. So I'm going to go back to the section and then adjust the position accordingly. So make sure this goes all the way underneath them. Then if we check on 3D, it still looks small. I've used 200, so I need the one around 350 if I'm not mistaken. But I can also change to this slab. I don't like this composite. It's for the ceiling, not for the floor. No wonder it's too. So let's just use floor slab plus tile. Is it the one that I reinforced? Slab plus tile, yes. Let's go back to the section and adjust everything accordingly to the new measurements. Yes, I think this is the appropriate size. Perfect. Alright, even though I need to raise it a little bit high. Let's see. Yes. So what I need to do now is to make sure that it sits on outside your slab. So there are two ways of doing that. Is to select your slab and then offset all edges, or you go back to your section and then adjust this manually. So I'm gonna go with the one for stretching this to the edge like that. So that means I will have to rework my buttons as well. So you could see I have to rework my buttons. Let's say section. You see, let's do it on the plane. Okay, at least now we have. Or the other way is to use this. Let's select all this and then right click. I'm going to subtract using solid element operation. It's been added as a target, so we need to select our beams and make them operator. I'm going to choose either upward or downwards. It's fine. Then execute. So it will quickly clean up that. If you're a lazy person just like me, you will take this route. It's efficient. All right. Okay, so basically we would have the same concept of the profile even at the top. So I'm going to just quickly take this, Ctrl C and copy. Let's paste it on the above floor. Use the original location because they're on the same position. And let's go to the section and adjust that. So firstly, we need to change the profile for the slab to be a floor, because this is a ceiling, not a, let's say, roof slab. You don't have a roof slab here. Okay, you can just go with the let's see, yes, and then we can select that, shift it to down. On 3D we need to align the geometry of our slab like that. Okay, if you look at it, it's really enhanced our project. So now we need to add more detail, like I will have some square tube columns here, and then have some vertical slates around here. So I'm going to use beam tool and the curtain wall tool. So firstly, let's go to the first floor, then activate the the column tool, change the structure to a square tube, or you can import that from your profile manager standard material. If you really want, you can use the appropriate. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to options and then import standard steel material. This time around we are going for a rectangle hollow section. So I'll go for size, I'm not sure with the size there, man. I might probably select 200, then add. I can come back and change this to a different one. So let's change the column profile structure to this, then find our hollow 225. Maybe we can start it from the, yes, I think it's the right material. So let's position it right on the corner of your steel beams. So if you check on 3D, you'll have something like that. What I need to do, but it looks, I thought it looks a little bit big, but for the sake of this demonstration, let me leave it. I'm going to align it with the edges of your beams, especially from the top and then the bottom, like that, and then set this to be paint gray. Well, let's match, I don't know what this material, finish, aluminum finish. Let's say metal, aluminum, dark. All right. So let's see. I want it to be on the inside, so a little bit. I'm going to move it inside a bit by to the side, and then 2 millimeters from the side. Appreciate on 3D. Yes, I want to have this effect of joining two different profiled steel members. It gives that detail. All right, so pretty much what's happening here is going to be on the same side. So I'm going to show you to resolve this area and then give you an assignment to complete the other side. Okay, and I would want this to be, instead of material stucco white rough, let's set it to be concrete. Just want it to be concrete, just to add a little bit of even this one, we need to set this to be concrete. Hit OK. Yes, something like this. Impressive. Okay, this is what we have. Moving forward, we are adding the strips that I was talking about. I can take advantage of this, pick this parameter, go to the first floor, then place it. I'm going to place it from right on the edge of my column post, then to the planter, right click and then OK. Perfect. So if you check on 3D, they are going to be on the same material and setting. So let's just stretch this all the way to there. So let's then scroll on the info box and copy this value, which is the height of this, and then open its settings. Next we'll be changing the frames. Let's change the frames to be dark gray. Dark gray, yes, for both corner and transom frames. Alright, from here we need to adjust the sizes of that. So let's go to the scheme. Then remember the value or the height of the curtain wall we copied. Let's paste it here, which is 2.735. Then we're going to a little bit increase this by, let's say, 200 for both. Okay, and then go back to the frames. We're going to change the width to 100. This will be 50, something like this. Then hit OK. So we'll have this kind of profile. I don't want to see this what you call the other profile, the other transom. So to get rid of it, we have this. That's the one that we need to eliminate, which is the transom. We can only adjust the height, maybe to 2.8 or 3 meters. It's supposed to be 3 meters. That will get rid of that. Perfect. So basically this is what I intended to. You could see now our project is starting to get shape. You know, everything now it's on the we also have a planter here by the corner, which is very key. I can just duplicate it, and I'll leave this to you to complete. Also, we've completed quite a number of planters already on the theme. So the treatment of the roof slab underside will be the same. We'll have to copy this and paste it on the, just to copy that, like I said, Control C, go to the top and then paste it there. So it should be the same. Wow. Okay, they're buried underneath the profile. So let's set the height on your section. I'm going to drag it down like that. And then this will be a target. Remember, we used solid operation with downwards to trim off this, like so. Perfect. Let's appreciate this on 3D, but we might change the height a little bit of this. Instead of 40, make it 20, and go back to our section. Set it again to that. Right, that's basically that. Okay, so you can also appreciate this on your section. So I mean for your elevations, so you can come here We have detailed elevations. Which side is this? Let's confirm for the south elevation, just to appreciate the elements. You see, it looks impressive. Okay, perfect. So basically that is that. And to add more details again, you see on this one, I'll let everything, what's remaining, I'll let you complete that, but we have to finish off by placing the canopy for the entrance, and then we have this little space here that we need to also provide lighting within. So I'm going to select this wall, it's grouped, let's suspend groups, and then I'm going to cancel the solid element operations on this wall. Then next will be the stretching of its height to the underside of the slab, or even the height of the slab, it doesn't matter. And then what I'm going to do is to place a curtain wall here and create that opening. So this would happen on the roof plane. Let's get rid of the trace, and I can also do it on 3D if you don't mind. If you're comfortable, you can do that. So let's activate the curtain wall and set this from there to there. Right click and hit OK. Unfortunately, it's been placed from the ground floor, which is what we don't want. This is the one. Let's set it to be on the roof. You can change the height to be roof, then make it 0, which is the offset from the floor level, from the roof level. And then from here, what we need to do, wow, it's too high. So I'm going to measure this. C is 1.8, should be 1.8 high. Okay. So let's start by creating the design first for this pattern. I'm not going to use wood for this. You can use wood, you can even trim. Let's say we say this is an operator, then this is the target, and then the operation will be subtraction with about extrusion. This is what we will achieve, but I don't want this type of design. I want to have glass there. So I'm going to get rid of this solid element operation, then go back to its settings. Then this time around, while we are still under scheme settings, let's find something to work around with. I think this checkerboard, and then make sure the material are for main panel. Yes, all is main panel. Then the frames, so the height will be 1, which is going to be 1.8. So if you go to the frames, I want to have the boundary frame should be active, and I'm going to use the built-in. Then yes, then the transom should be aluminum surface. Let's go for the surface. We're going to go for charcoal gray as well. Let's go for charcoal gray. Same with the boundary, the boundary frame. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can hit OK. We haven't set the dimensions of the boundary frame, so it's supposed to be 80. Yes, 80 by 80 is fine. Then hit OK. So you will have something like this, and then we would want to have, okay, the frame should be, either way you can have the frame on the outside or on the inside. I don't know which one do you prefer, but in this case what I need to do is to now make the profile of the boundary to align with the profile of our roof. So I'm going to go to the south elevation, which is the front elevation. Then what I need to do here is to select this and hit edit, then activate the scheme grid. Then I can select the edges of that. Next will be to pick this point and I'll move the point to this area, do the same to the other side, move it to that area, and then I'll pick it from the midpoint and use the distance. Then I will use it to that one. Then I can exit the mode and appreciate it on 3D. So we've created a nice openings that wrap around the profile of our roof, which is a very interesting design element to this project. So finally, we're going to create the canopy, and then the rest of the elements this side, like placement of the beams around the slab edges, this I'll leave up to you to complete that exercise, and you'll see the results will be impeccable. So to move to the canopy of the entrance, I'm gonna go to the ground, and it's going to be a straightforward, we can do it on the first floor, right? This is going to be a straightforward exercise. I'm going to use the slab tool and draw it from here, things from there. So make sure it's not really create enough space. I think I'll create 150. No, let's do 250 because we're gonna have wrapping around with our beam. So on 3D we'll have this at a height of 0 from first, like so, and then on the underside I'm going to have a different finish, maybe a color gray light. All right, then I'll use the same beams. Let's pick the profile. I'm gonna pick the profile of these beams. They're gonna quickly okay, I'll have to start from this direction and then go to the left like that. Hit right click and then say OK, and we can use the section to position this like so. This, let's make it 150 the height, and put it there. Wow, I didn't, this was supposed to be grouped. I've messed up. So I need to now move it individual. So just go to your, then I can pick the parameter of this and inject to that. So let's address this, and then even on this side as well. It is not in the same level. Select the two, then intersect. Perfect, and you can place now the column. I'm gonna pick parameter of this column and go to ground and place it right on this point. The column this time around is going to be at 90 degrees, not inclined. Okay, so let's see on the 3D. Perfect. So that's basically that, ladies and gentlemen. You can go ahead and place the other features, like having some shading device on this. Maybe I can treat it with wood slates, just to reduce the amount of solar gained inside of your spaces. But other than that, it was really a long video because I had to cover a lot of stuff and expose you to different tools, especially using them out of its context. It was very a phenomenal thing to cover here. And like I said, let me know in the comment section what you think about this video. I should continue create content like this. But if you want to get this template, make sure you check the link also on the description. I'll also leave the coupon there, or discount coupon, for you to benefit from this offer. Up until next time, I'll see you. Bye bye.